Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. For today's video, finally a long awaited video. I don't know if you've been waiting for this video, but I've been really wanting to share this video with you all, and it's been taking me forever since I started work. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Delia. I am a kindergarten teacher. I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. Before that, I was doing accounting, or I was working at an office for 10 years, and I was doing taxes every year. And then before that, I was working as a teacher's assistant. So I have a little bit of, I have some education background years and years ago. I stopped working since I became a stay-at-home mom. Then my son started school and I wanted to be close to him. So I was offered this job and I took this job as a kindergarten teacher. I thought I was going to see my son more often, but I really don't get to see him, even though he is in the same hallway as I am and he's just across the room from me. But I just don't get to see him as much. Sometimes I miss being at home because I was offered this job in mid-September. So they really needed a kindergarten teacher, and the first month that my son was going to school, I was dropping him off with my husband and we were picking him up. So he was very excited to see us, and I would always ask him, "How was school today?" And sometimes I miss those days when I would just be there for him. And I think I would see him more before than I do now that I'm working there, because I get off about an hour after he does. I have to stay late for duty, and duty is one of the last duties of the day, like the one that lasts the longest. So I'm there pretty late in school. I have to be there at 7:45, so I try to get there like at 7:30, and I get off the latest like 4:30 or 4:40. Sometimes a little bit earlier, like the time varies. Because I have bus duty, it just depends on that bus. Supposedly the contract hour is 4:15. I don't think I've ever left at that time. I mean, sometimes when the bus is there early, I still have to get my stuff together and do a couple things, so I do not leave at the time I'm contracted to stay there for. So I'm going to be doing like a little cash stuffing with me, or just sharing with you all how much I get paid. Some of you all have asked how it's been working as a kindergarten teacher, and I know a lot of friends and family have asked me as well, so I'm going to be completely honest with you all. So I'm going to start cashing first, and then we'll keep talking along with everything else. So I'm going to start off by counting. Okay, let's get started, Delia. Let's just get to the point. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, $600. I'm not going to put them in a little tray today. 600, 700, 800. 20, 40, sorry, 20, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 20s. That's $900. And I have a 10 and a 1. $911. I am on salary income, which means I get paid $911 every 2 weeks. Which means if it's a holiday, I still get paid the same amount, even if I work that day or if I don't. So that would be $1,822 a month. If you were to divide it by 4, for the month that would be $455.50. Let me tell you all about my first day at school, how it went working and being by myself in a classroom of 25 students. It was overwhelming. It's been a little bit of a challenge. I cried my first day when I got home from school, and it's been raining here in Arizona, here and there. It's been raining a lot more than other years. So when it rains, even though if it's not raining on that school day, like God, Jesus has been so good to me. It did not rain on Monday, that Monday that I was by myself in the classroom on my own. It didn't rain Monday, but since it had rained Sunday, the playground was a little bit wet. So Monday, the the kids had to have indoor recess. And a lot of teachers were complaining that they don't like indoor recess. I'm like, what's that all about? So we don't get an extra break. We have to bring the kids into our classroom for indoor recess. And the kids were wild. It's a Monday. They're with a new teacher. They think they can do whatever they want. I was being so sweet to them, so nice. I didn't want to raise my voice. It was hard my first week. So I came home crying and I was like sobbing, like and then my husband's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "It's horrible. What did I get myself into?" I told them I tried to do story time and they wouldn't listen. Everyone was talking over me and they weren't paying attention. I'm in the front of the classroom and the kids are just talking. They don't stop talking. It was very challenging my first days, my first week. So that day, no, I think the second day I just remembered, wait a minute, I have a friend who used to be a kindergarten teacher. She was a kindergarten teacher for like 2 or 3 years, I think. She seemed that like she managed it pretty well. So I'm gonna have a talk with her. I texted her and I asked her if I could call her. She said yes. We had a talk for a little bit over an hour. She was telling me, okay, this is what you have to do. She gave me some great advice. So I went to school all pumped up, like all excited. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And it didn't work out as well, but hey, it helped a little bit. So I told her the kids are just too loud, and she's like, well, you know what? Kids like to have like imaginary play. Just you can tell them that you are all ninjas. Or you can even say you guys are mice and you guys have to talk very quiet. You have to be very quietly, like mice don't make noise. When you walk in the hallway, they have to try and be on their best behavior, very quiet. It worked a little bit, but the thing that everything is a learning process. In this school, we have to keep a bubble. This is what we call it. All the children have to keep a bubble in their mouth, like put air in their mouth and close their mouth. That's keeping a bubble. That's how the way that they should walk in the hallway with a bubble in their mouth. So these kids, the kindergartners, they just look so cute, so adorable with that bubble because some kids make like the biggest bubbles and they just look so cute when they're walking. I was making so many mistakes when they were transitioning from one thing to another. For example, we're doing reading and all of a sudden it's lunchtime. We need like 20 minutes to get ready. They need to wash their hands. I need to get them in line. I have to get them their lunch cards. And I was getting them ready like 5 minutes before. You know how wild that was? All these kids were talking. Some of them were running in the classroom. So many behaviors that are not allowed in a classroom were going on in my classroom. So now I get them ready like 20 minutes before. I have an alarm on my phone and they know, like when they hear that alarm go off, they know they're like lunchtime. And I'm like, okay, friends, I'm going to dismiss you by groups. Okay, group 1 is being very quiet. You all can line up, but before that, I need you to wash your hands and then line up and keep that bubble in your mouth. Remember, you got to keep that bubble. Show me how we make a good line. And it's like, again, like I said, it's been a learning process. All these things had to happen to me and I'm still learning. I don't want to say that I know it all yet. It's been like daily learning process. When we come back from like a break or when we come back to school from a break, I have to remind them. Okay, because my friend did tell me. She's like, okay, when you come back from fall break, just make sure that you go over the rules. And that's what we have to do on the daily. Like, okay, friends, or on Mondays. Okay, friends, don't forget, we have to raise our hand. And I have these posters that I printed from Teachers Pay Teachers. Okay, if you raise your hand like this, that means you can go to the restroom. If you raise your hand like this, that means you need a pencil. I don't want anybody getting up if you're not supposed to, because once one child gets up from their seat, everyone wants to get up. And all of a sudden, one sharpens their pencil and like 8 kids all of a sudden want to sharpen their pencil. And I've been catching them that some of them do not need to sharpen their pencil. So, I don't know what to say. I have like a lot of stories to tell you, but let's go on. Let's continue on with the cash stuffing and then maybe I'll think about more. I'm not prepared for this video. I'm just talking as I go. I didn't write anything down. I'm just telling you all about my experience on how it's been working here. Some days they are more difficult than others. As I mentioned, we've had rainy day schedules, which one of the teachers asked me if I had, we have to do report cards and we have to test them. And she asked if I had tested them. And I told her, of course. And she's like, wow, how are you getting it all done? Because she's saying that it's been difficult for her to do the testing. So I told her, you take a bad situation and you make the best of it. From any bad situation, you're going to try and make the best out of it. So we've had rainy day schedules a couple of days. So while they're playing, while I have them entertained, I'm pulling a couple kids at a time, like one by one, and I'm testing them as I'm watching the rest of the kids play. And then they're doing like little, they're doing groups. They play in group. Do like centers. Okay, you're gonna play Legos, the Mega Blocks for about 5 minutes, and then just keep rotating them in centers. As they're rotating and playing for indoor recess, I'm pulling one by one and then I'm testing them. So that's how I was able to get the report cards done. Like I said, take a bad situation, make it good. It rained today. Tomorrow we have to work, and I know it's going to be indoor recess, and I just have to make the best of it. Let's do our cash stuffing. This is what I've been doing with my income. Let me just share with you all how I plan to budget my second income, because this is our second income. My husband, he's been the breadwinner for so many years. He pays off all of our bills. He pays off all the priority bills. And I don't even know how we were doing it before with our debt that we had. And now we've been able to pay off some of the debt, and we're doing that with the second income, this income that I have. So this is what's going to happen with the $911. This is what I've been doing. I've been saving the money. So I'm going to take 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, $900. And then I'm just going to put it in this little envelope, which is going to be to save all this money to apply to our snowball debt, or just pay off bills that I need to pay. And the $11, I just save them, like the little extra, because sometimes I do pay for my lunch at school. It's actually $4.50 for lunch at school. I'll probably show you a picture if I have a picture of one of the lunches that I've had. So that's what I've been doing. Also, sometimes I also have to, the reason why my credit card debt has been growing a little bit, and I forgot to mention that in my debt confession video that I just shared with you all, some of it has been to pay for school supplies. When I just started working here, I don't like to talk bad about, how do I say this? Like, I don't want to bash any school or district, but they told me I could decorate the room however I wanted, and they made it sound so good where I'm like, yay, I'm going to do this and do that with it. But then I'm like, okay, how am I going to do that if I have no money? Because I didn't have extra money as I do right now, right? I have this little extra money, but it's to pay off the debt, but I didn't have money at all. So some of it, I started to use my credit card. I just don't want to say, I just don't want to, I didn't have any money. The kids didn't have any crayons, glue sticks. They didn't have anything in the classroom, so I had to provide for a lot of it. And I will say, thank God, as time progressed, some of the parents have helped me out with Clorox wipes, with tissues, with crayons, with pencils, and I am very blessed for that. In the beginning, how am I supposed to make it throughout the year without having school supplies? Some of the parents, without me asking, they started donating some things. They put there's like a program that the school has where the parents donate money, and then you're able to buy some school supplies from this website. I don't know if I can say this, but the website where you buy these things from, it's been difficult, friends. I don't want to get too much into detail with that because I want to keep it as positive as can be. It's fun working with kindergarten children. Sometimes they just make me laugh. They come up with the silliest things ever. So whenever kids get in trouble or disciplined, I guess, what I do is I have like this, I have like these pins where, okay, I give them a warning. First, they have to put like that clothespin. They have to put it down if they get a warning. And it's contradicting because I had a teacher that came in that was training me, and she was giving me her tips, and she says that you have to make things as positive as can be. So I stopped using the clips because I was using it quite often, the clothespins. But anyways, I was gonna tell you about this funny story. I've been trying to keep it positive where they get positive points and they get to pick out toys from a treasure box if they're good. So positive as can be, but the clothespins, they're still there, but I don't use them as often. So the clothespins, I would put them down. Okay, first time is a warning, then it's a consequence, and the consequence, we can't sit kids out for recess. The principal has said she doesn't want them to sit out for recess. So what they can do is do laps around the recess playground. So I told one of the students that he had to do, I think it was like 5 laps around the one of my kinders told me, "Teacher, when I grow up, I want to be a teacher just like you." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, how cute, right?" That's what I thought. And he's like, "Because when I grow up, I'm not going to make them do 5 laps. I'm going to make them do 100." And I just thought that was so funny. I started laughing. They just come up with the funniest things. And next time something funny comes up, I am really going to write it down. I just forget when I come home. I tell my husband some of the stories like, "Oh, this funny thing happened today," and then I forget. So I do want to write them down. That way I can share them with you all because there's a lot of stories. That's pretty much it for this cash stuffing. If you have any questions at all, anything that you can come up with about me working at the school, let me know in the comments below. Thank you, friends, for watching this video. May God bless each and every one of you all, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye. Oh, look at my nails, friends. They've been growing. I think I'm going to do something with them, like paint them or maybe shape them a different way. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.